You know who it is. The top 100 made by Demolished motherfucking EM. I want y'all to read this real quick because a lot of y'all might have got confused by what this list is. You know, niggas that you think should be top 10 are not going to be even top 20, top 30 just because this list, it doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter how many games you won, how stoppable it was when you was running stack. This is all individual, what you do as an individual. Now y'all gonna see what I mean. I hope y'all see on the same page I'm on. But let's get this shit started. Number 90, we got NDK Sama, Mr. Mod. This is a real big name. This might surprise some people. You know, he's so low on the list. But like I said before, this doesn't matter what you did or how many people you beat. It's all about how you came across individually. And individually, I felt as though that he was basically pointing his controller and just holding down the trigger and firing off that mod. But other than that, he a good team player, good support player, pretty smart player. Didn't take any calculated risks, high KD, shit like that. Number 89, we got Desolates. He played stack, handicap, and he played solo. He got a signature play style. Now, he's the first person to get this, and I'm going to explain that to you. His wall bounce is unlike any I've ever seen. Like, a lot of people say Juju got a nice wall bounce, but this guy's wall bounce is ridiculous. Like, he's one of those players that you just have to watch to really appreciate what exactly it would look like in the game. But you know, he got that, and of course when you wall bounce you got to slay. So I gave him a little slayer rating. But moving on from him, we got number 88. We got Chewy Skulls. Now he only got one thing per each because you know he's not one of those players that stick out at you as, you know, a real talented guy, but he's solid. You know what I mean? Like, he plays stack, and when he's on the team, I mean, if I felt as though if I had him on my team, like not Ian, but if I had him on my team, he's like a guy I wouldn't have to worry about that would lose me a game. He's just a guy that you know what he's gonna do, you know what you're gonna get. He's just solid. That's it. Nothing amazing, just solid. But number 87, we got Mackin. Now, he's the only player on this list to get the strategies. I'm going to explain that in a second. But he plays stack and he plays handicap. I'm pretty sure he plays by himself sometimes, but I haven't seen him enough to give him that little ranking. But let me explain the strategies for a second. He is the guy on his team. I'm pretty sure y'all know what this means, but he's pretty much the guy on his team that gets his team together, you know, calls out the strats, you know, basically gets his team in order to win the game. He's that guy on IN, and he's the guy you want calling the shots. He's basically the vocal leader at IN, in my opinion, and, you know, a real respectable guy, stand-up guy. They also gave him the support rating, too. But we got number 86. We got Anarchy. Now, I don't know exactly what his name is now. I ain't bothered to look it up, but that's what niggas know him as. And I gave him, he plays stack, plays handicap. Also, I remember playing against him a couple times when he had randoms. He's a good team player, pretty good support player. Now, the thing, like I said about Chewy, he won't lose you a game, but he's like one of those players you want on your team. You just want a, you know, a solid guy, like a guy you know that's gonna like give you like good results. He's not really over the top, but he's solid. And number 85, we got Showtime Ahmad, coming from Ahmad. He plays stack and he plays solo on the account. His skill set is he's a good team player. You got to be a team player to play on Ahmad. You got to be a support player to play on Ahmad. But you see the little modded thing. Now, I try to disclaim that, but, you know, you can't hide the fact that niggas got mods. So you're going to see that a lot of niggas is going to get that little modded thing because, you know, I mean, as much as you want to, like, as much as niggas want to argue, having a modded controller is an advantage. And that's what he has. He has an advantage, modded controller. But number 84, we got Relic Sick. Now, he plays stack because, like, that's all I ever seen him is when he's playing stack. And he had a period of time where he was actually one of those guys. He was getting up into the echelon players where, you know, niggas was considering one of the best. But then he plateaued because niggas would start seeing what he really was. And that's going to one of his skill sets. He's a host player. If he's not host, he's not special. I mean, not to say he's not talented, but he's not that same guy when he's not host. He's a slayer. You know, he goes in with the shotgun, does a little bit of work, but, I mean, it's that host. That's what people know him for. Now we got number 83. We got Dark Prince. Now he plays stack and he plays handicap, and I mean I played against him a couple times. I don't know if he had randoms, but I was on Dawkins or my other, my second accounts, and he put up some good numbers. He always like a lot of people say he isn't that good, but he always showed me something, impressed me. He's one of those guys that can play with randoms, but he's a team player, and I also gave him the Slayer thing, because you got to be good if you playing with randoms. You can't not have a shotgun. But let me give you 82, and we got Bedroom Thief. He plays handicap, stack, but he plays with garbage players when he's playing stack. So you really can't give him. Like, I really didn't want to give him the stack thing, but I had to. So, because, he used to bridge host. But his skill sets, now, you see the Mr. Everything. You see that in my bio, too. I'm about to explain that. The everything thing is, everything goes through you. Like, when you're playing, you're the most versatile player on your team 99% of the time. You're the guy that everybody wants to have, grab the nades, the torque, the snipe, all that. You're the guy who the moves go through. You're the everything guy. And I also gave him the Slayer, and he's a host player because, he used to bridge, and he's modded. And finally, we got 81. We got He's a Problem, a.k.a. Lancerum. He plays stack, and he plays handicap. He's a team player, real good support player, but he was the only nigga on our team with a mod. But the thing about him was he had a Slayer type skill rate, but we never put him in that position because we already got good Slayers. But he could definitely play Slayer, but he just didn't do it enough for me to give him a rating. But he's a good support player, good call out guy, great team player. But the modded thing is always a fuck shit up. But yeah, I want y'all to stay tuned. Number 87 one coming out in a couple days. Comment, tell me what y'all think about this, and I'm out.